Hey guys. So recently it's been brought to my attention that some people wonder why I do this or they dislike that I do this. I don't really know how to address that because honestly, if you don't like it, that's all right, whatever. Do what you're going to do, I don't, you don't have to like it. I because I do it for me, which is why I do it. I do it because it helps me talk through my emotions. It helps me really reflect on things that I've gone through throughout the day. It's something that helps me. It really does. I After making a video, I'll often go back and I'll watch it the next day, and my thoughts are much more collected, and I can pick out and pinpoint the things that are really bothering me, and I can address them with a clear state of mind in the morning or the next day or a couple days after whatever happens. So really I don't know. It's not really for anyone but me in that regard. It's I use it as a tool to look at myself and to see what I'm doing, to see how I'm doing, to see what it is that needs to happen in my life and how I'm dealing with, and it lets me see how I'm dealing with things and what I could deal with in better ways and what things can be changed. So I really do it for that a lot. But also do it I also do it in part to maybe help somebody else out there. Because maybe somebody else who's struggling decides to watch a video or two, and maybe that helps them get through one day. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just helps them get through the next hour. When you're in that spot, sometimes even making it an extra hour is the hardest thing in the world. If I can help somebody with that, if I can help somebody make it one extra hour, maybe one extra day, maybe that next hour, that next day is a little bit easier. So that's really secondary though. Mainly this is for me, and it's to help me. It's a way for me to help myself, and secondarily it's a way for me to maybe help somebody else. So I don't know if you're somebody who doesn't like that. I guess that's your shtick, that's your prerogative. But that's why I do it. I do it to help myself. I do it to maybe help somebody else. I know there are some of my videos where I do a lot of just what might seem like complaining or dramatizing of the things that are going on, but that's the way I really feel. And that's what this is about. It's how I feel, it's how life's affecting me right now. And then I'll go back and I watch it the next day, and a lot of times I think, oh, I was being really dramatic about that thing, or, oh, that thing wasn't quite as big of a deal, or, hey, this is probably really an easy answer if I look at it in a calm state of mind and I'm reflecting on it. And that's what it does for me. It helps me do that. Some people journal, a lot of people, and myself included, go to meetings. You go to a meeting and you'll talk about those things. You'll do those things at a meeting, and then other people can give you that feedback immediately. Be like, hey, you know, you're being a little bit crazy. Look, this is the easy solution. Or hey, maybe you're being a little bit dramatic. It's not really quite as bad as you're thinking it is. Probably if you just calm down and give it a day or two. And a lot of people go to meetings for that. Myself, I do too. I go to meetings and I talk about those things there. But it's just an extra outlet to help me, to help keep me sober, and to help maybe somebody else find a little bit of sober time. You know, maybe they watch one video, maybe they spend 3-4 minutes. Maybe that 3-4 minutes, you know, they were gonna get high, but then they watched a video, so they wait just extra 4 or 5 minutes to go get high. Waiting that extra few minutes is, it's not something that can be explained to somebody who's not experienced the life. It's a hard thing. It's a hard life. It's a hard reality to live. And if you've not been there, it's really hard to explain that to somebody. So, and there are a lot of videos, there are a lot of things that talk about it. There's a lot of research done about it, where it can be explained in certain ways. Maybe one of my videos I'll talk about that. But that's not what today's about. Today I wanted to share with people why I do this. And you know, to be honest, if it hadn't been brought to my attention, I probably wouldn't have had such explicit knowledge as to exactly why I did it. I did it just because I knew it helped. It wasn't that I had specifically sat down and analyzed what it did to help me. But I knew it helped, so that's why I was doing it. So I really sat down and I thought about it and was like, well, I do it because it helps. Well, why does it help? And that's why. That's how it helps me. So if you had those questions, I hope this video answered it. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment. Honestly, I'm more than willing to answer questions. Any question you have, whether it doesn't matter how personal, how crazy, or how invasive it might seem to you, I'm okay with answering those questions because it's really only through asking questions that we find understanding, and it's only through thought and discussion that we learn. So, thank you all for watching. Even if you're just watching because it makes you mad, even if you're just watching because maybe it helps keep you sober for a few minutes. If that's what it is, thank God. I'm so glad you're able to find that. If you're watching just because you know me and your family or friends, thank you. I love you. It's nice to have friends who care enough to really pay attention to what's going on day to day for me. But anyway, that's really the end of this video for today. So I'm gonna go upload this and go finish doing stuff. Oh, didn't even talk about what I did today. So today I woke up and I went to a meeting with my advisor at school, and it was good. It was really great. We talked about a lot of different things. We talked about different programs because it's been a few years since I've been to school, and they've actually got a new program. So before they had when I originally went to school, I was working towards an associate's tech degree for computer software development technologies. And really last time I was going to school, all that was left was the computer information systems, which basically was like 2, 3, 4, it wasn't super heavy on the programming. There was programming, but then there was just tons of math. You were basically dual majoring in computer science and math is basically what it ended up being. But they've got a new program now called Business Informatics, which is technically a bachelor's of business administration. So you do a lot of things like marketing and economics and management and things like that. But it's also really heavy on the computer programming end as well. So you focus a lot on programming to finding business solutions or project management in programming field, things like that, or things like database management and stuff like that, where computer information systems is primarily focused on things like big projects, like making operating systems or doing big things like that. The business informatics is more about business applications of computer software engineering, which what I eventually want to do is I eventually want to do front end user interface design. So the stuff that like the pictures and the things that you see and the buttons you click and the boxes where you put stuff, that's the stuff that I like to do. Um, so it's technically a bachelor's in business administration, and it's like one or two classes off of a computer science minor. So I'm going to do that since it's only a few extra classes. And I'm minoring in Japanese, which it was my plan, which was always my plan anyway. I studied Japanese for a long time. I eventually want to go back to Japan. I've been there before. I loved it there. So I really want to go back. I actually would really like to live there and work for a software development company in Japan. And then I should be really close. By the time I'm done with that, I should be really a year to a year and a half away from a master's in business administration, which I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on that path or maybe move towards going to a master's in computer, like software development or something more along the lines of tech. But if it's only an extra like 2 or 3 semesters for a master's of business administration, honestly, it'd be stupid not to finish that, considering that's only really a few $1,000s more at that point. So that's what I've got today, guys. This video ended up being, I don't know if it ended up being longer. I can't see the clocks on the other side of the camera. So I don't know if it's ended longer or shorter than I intended it to be, but figured I would address that since it was brought to my attention that I know there's at least a few people that really wonder that, and I know that there's one person that's supposedly mad about the fact that I do this, which I don't understand. Maybe I'll call that person and talk to them and just say like, hey, how's it going? What's up? I'll probably do that on my way across town tonight. So, all right, guys. Well, I love you all, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.